Hey, how's it going? I'm like really tired right now, but also it makes me like really exhausted, but also really hyper. So this should be a really, really entertaining vlog, hopefully. I don't know. But yeah, this weird mood I'm in is actually even better for telling you guys stories about my vacation, which is what I'm going to do today, as I've told you several times. So yeah, um, oh, what to start with? There's so many good ones. Um, oh, here we go. All right. So, start off the story. Um, well, I guess series of stories. It's all linked. It's one theme. There we go. Um, my mom has several medical conditions that make it so she can't walk for long distances for long periods of time, and like she can hardly walk without people helping her. Anyways, I'm not telling you pity party. No, not by any means. I'm just telling you that way the story makes sense, and that way it's like, oh, why'd you know that? Anyways, so because of that, we got her. Usually we push her around in a wheelchair, but this time we decided to rent her one of those epic electric scooter thingies that you see on TV all the time and all that stuff. Anyways, this thing was amazing. Like, it seriously had like all kinds of things that you could do with it. There was like a whole bunch of storage space. It was red. It had this like "Rent Me" sign on the front. I don't know why that's relevant. We just said that. Anyway, but there was like on this thing there were like I can't talk. But there was like a little handle thing. You'd either push it and it would go backwards, and then forward. You'd pull it and go forward. Except the other side, like the left hand side, was backwards. So it like really threw you off. Felt bad for any people left-handed who ever rented one of those things. Anyway, and this thing had like a little speed control dial-y thingy, and my Jack Sparrow hands are coming out. Anyway, this thing had like it said it had a whole bunch of speeds on it, like you twist it and all this stuff, but it only had two speeds for the most part. It was either like a turtle duct taped to a sloth that was sleeping slow, and then NASCAR. That was the only two speeds on this thing. And so we'd either be like waiting for my mom to catch up with us, and we'd like have to stop every few minutes. Where he's like, all right, where'd mom go? Okay, we gotta find her, wait for her. Or it would be like she was way ahead of us and we were sprinting to catch up to her. And that's the way it was Christmas morning. And so it was Christmas morning, we're all excited. It's like, oh my goodness, it's Christmas, we're going to Disneyland. And it was our second day in the park, and we decided to walk from our hotel, which was just around the corner. So we decided to walk from it to Disneyland, but we had to go like all the way down and around and all this stuff. And anyway, so we were waiting for everyone. Some people were a little bit slower, which is, you know, what happens when you have 10 people going to Disneyland. But my mom was ready. Like, we left. There were a few of us that went with her, and she's like, I'm going to Disneyland. And she cranked the speed on this thing all the way up and just zoomed off. And my brother and I were like literally jogging just to try and keep up with her as she was slowing down for us. Like, she was blazing fast. Like, I'm pretty sure that we could have submitted her in any race and she would have dominated. Like, it was insane. But, oh my goodness, we had so many instances with this thing. Like, my brother ran it into an elevator, which is pretty freaking great. And he like dented the elevator and all this stuff. Don't tell the hotel. Anyways, but then, oh my goodness, this thing. Okay, but like we had so many things. We were like zipping around on this thing, and like we'd have to take turns taking it back so we could get recharged and all this stuff. And then like the charge on that thing like never died. And then my dad like the last night we were there, we decided we were gonna like, I don't know, we were gonna take care. Blah, blah, blah. We had like these food voucher thingies from the travel plan. I don't know, but we had to spend them, and so like my dad was like, he took this thing and was like zipping around on it. That way he can go pick up stuff, and we killed the battery on it, and it was the same battery that we'd forgotten to charge it one night. It lasted us both days and still had 75%. But we killed it in one night. It was pretty great. And then that was also the same night that my parents decided to take a tour of Disneyland. And remind me to tell you about those tours. That'll be another day. But they decided to take a tour by themselves. It was like a walk in Walt Disney's footsteps. And to be honest, I am admiring Walt Disney more and more the more I learn about him. Anyways, but they were taking a tour, and then my brother and I were going. We just kind of broke off from the rest of the group, and we decided to go see Captain EO and relive the whole Michael Jackson epicness and the whole cheesy puppetry and all that. Anyways, good music, just cheesy story. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so we were sitting in there, and we get this like bombardment of texts. I can't talk today. And so we finally get out and we look at our phones like, go save mom. Like, oh no, what happened? So we like hurry up over there, and the transmission on this scooter had died. Like, it wasn't the charge. Like, the charge was completely fine. The transmission died. So like it would literally go like 2 feet and then lock up the entire thing. And then it was no bueno. And so finally they got like a replacement wheelchair. It was just like a push wheelchair. So my brother took that, and I had to walk all the way. I don't know if you guys know Disneyland. Hopefully you do. But I had to walk all the way from the Matterhorn to the little. I'm demonstrating with my arm, but you can only see like my shoulder moving. All the way from the Matterhorn to the very entrance, like the little tunnel thing, right next to it, there's like a tours place. And we had to take it all the way there. And this was me, and it was New Year's Eve. It was seriously the busiest day in Disneyland, like every year. And so I had to like physically push this thing through crowds of like, there were literally 75,000 people there at that time, which is insane. And so I was literally pushing this like little red thing through the crowds of people, and I couldn't even use the little horn thingy on it. It was pretty great. And okay, this horn, it wasn't a horn, but also it was kind of a beeping noise, but it was a beeping noise where you could tell, like, there's beeping noises you hear every day. It's like, oh, that must be a cell phone or something like that. Sounds cell phone-y enough. This was a beeping noise. It wasn't a horn, and it wasn't a beeping noise. It was right in the weird space in the middle. It was like, oh, that's weird. Oh, look, there's a chair coming. Better move out of the way. And then, I don't know why I'm talking about the features on it, but there's also one little thing. It was like this little LED headlight thing on in front, but it pointed directly at the ground, so it did absolutely nothing for you, except maybe like, oh, look, a penny we just ran over. Anyways, I'm done ranting about the headlight. So here I am pushing this thing down Main Street Disneyland on New Year's Eve, and it's getting dark, which just sucked. Anyway, don't you love how I describe things? It sucked. Never mind. So I'm driving this thing, pushing this thing down Main Street Disneyland, and it's locking up like every 2 seconds, like it did when it was on with the stupid transmission thing. I had to go like lean down and push this little tiny lever on the back. I had to like pull it back and then push it forward every time, and then they would unlock it, and I'd push it again, and it'd stop every 5 feet, and I did this thing. So it literally took me half an hour to walk across Disneyland pushing this scooter thing. Oh my goodness, that was not one of my favorite memories. Needless to say, and like my back hurt afterwards, which is weird saying that because it makes me feel old, and I'm not old. At least I don't think I am. Anyway, so that was fun, telling the story and the whole wheelchair thing. But it was an interesting experience, and I've almost gone 10 minutes. Remember how I said yesterday was the longest video ever? No, this is the longest so far. It was all about the wheelchair. Pretty great, huh? So, yeah, be looking forward to, or I don't know if you hated that story, don't look forward to more stories, I guess. But, yeah, that's what's going to be coming your way pretty soon, I guess, since I can't talk. But yeah, that's what the next few vlogs should hopefully be. I might throw something else random in there if I get really annoyed one day or anything. Anyway, so yeah. Hope you guys had a fantastic day. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. I just decided to use the word fantastic as much as I could. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you around.